And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Going nuCLEar, full-blown coverage of the land, part of the Land Multimedia Group. I'm Ethan Greenberg, along with my co-hosts Mike Pellegrini and Drew Hagenbaugh. And joining us tonight, our special guest, glad to have him along, the one, the only, Gerard Cherry. Looks like you're doing well there, Gerard. How are you, sir?
I am doing excelente. Thanks for asking, Ethan.
Thank you so much for being on with us. It is an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad to have you on. I know you've only got you've got a limited amount of time because you're a busy man. You're a busy man. You got lots going on there. You're what is it, a minor local celebrity? Is that the shirt you and Emmett have?
Minor Cleveland celebrity.
Minor Cleveland celebrity. I got to get it right. Gerard, welcome into the program. I know we've met, and I believe you met Drew. He was we were together at the block party, and this is Mike from the UK. He's better known as Mike from the UK. He was at the live show last year in London for the when RBS was there. And he knows Cleveland sports just as well as anybody I know, if not better. I don't know how he does it. He doesn't sleep, actually, because right now it's what time is it, Mike? 1 a.m.?
2 a.m.?
1 a.m. Everyone gets confused. They always think we're 6 hours ahead, but it's actually 5.
But so it is 1 a.m. there, and this is the dedication. This is the dedication for him. So again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. For those of you who don't know, and really a shame on you for not knowing this, Gerard Cherry, our guest, he is co-host of The Next Level on ESPN Cleveland, afternoons from 1 to 3 p.m. with Emmett Golden and Nick Paulus. Also, he is on the sidelines for the Cleveland Browns radio broadcast, along with Andrew Siciliano and Nathan Zagura. You're also, I've got a motivational speaker.
I am.
Are you? I read that you got something on your LinkedIn or something. You're a motivational speaker. I think you're very motivational. At least that's what I read. I don't know.
That's just me trying to make some extra bucks. But nah, occasionally I do give a positive word here and there. So I guess we can count that as motivational speaking.
Well, look, I think that right here, you gave a comment. It was, I think, celebrating 20 years of good karma. And you said your favorite memories are the ones when I leave the station and days later I'm still laughing at something that took place earlier on the show, or a listener says something to me that they found moments entertaining as well. And that is motivating because it leaves a lasting impression. I got to be honest. You know, quite frankly, listening in the afternoon to you and to Emmett and to Nick, it helps get me through my days. I'm sitting right here at this desk working and listening to you fellas and the stories and the way things are presented. It's not just factual. The entertainment value is right there. So I think you're very motivating. Very motivating. And who beating who?
We're beating ourselves.
Oh, man. And also, let's see. So you do the college football analyst on doing some action. Are you looking forward to some more action this fall?
I don't know, man. ESPN hasn't contacted me yet with that contract details, so I might be having no action. So we'll see.
Well, we can't have any of that. We got to have you up there, representing the MAC and everything. I think the Golden Flashes, they're on the right track. My Golden Flashes are on the right track, so I'm feeling pretty good about them. And hell, you're the only guy. We love you because you voted for Dree Archer for Heisman.
Right. One and only.
That guy was awesome. I don't care what anyone else says. He was damn good. It's a shame he didn't make it. You know what it was? I think it's because Pittsburgh drafted him, right?
I wouldn't go that far with it, but I get what you're saying.
I just messed it up.
I just think he was in a situation where he wasn't prepared for it, but he was an excellent college football player. And they asked me who was the best college football player I saw that year. And I was like, hey, it's Dree Archer by a mile, because I didn't see anyone else play as good as him. Now, they didn't ask me if I watched a lot of college football that year, and the answer is I did not. I just primarily watched.
No need to admit that. And
again, the limitations have been up, so that's fine.
It's all good. And again, for a little bit further background, you played your college football with the Cal Golden Bears. You were selected by the New Orleans Saints in the second round of the 1996 NFL Draft. We know the stories about your love or hate relationship with Mike Ditka. you played there from 96 to 99, went on to play for the Eagles for one season, and then you were with the Patriots from 2001 to 2004, where you got the moniker three-time Super Bowl champion Gerard Cherry. That's an amazing playing career. You played defensive back, and you were also a special teams co-captain in New England. That's a hell of a resume. I mean,
Yes.
did you ever in your wildest dreams expect even just that part? Because it's not just that. It didn't end there. Look at where you are now. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams, man, I'm going to have all this on my resume and all these things I've accomplished? How did that come about?
The resume part, no. And that brings up a really good point as I think about the things that I'm doing now in my life because I'm the type of person where I'm always thinking, okay, what can I do next? What can I achieve? And you have to have a vision. You have to have a thought. And if you were to ask me as a child, what do you want to do when you grew up? My flat out answer would have been, I want to be a professional football player. Now, obviously, stating that and all the things that go into that actually taking place is a whole nother aspect of hard work and thought processes and psychological things of that nature that you have to go through, and also just having the ability to be at the right place at the right time and afforded opportunities and taking advantage of those opportunities as well. So there's a lot that goes into that. But I mean, if anything, Ethan, I'm glad you asked me the question because sometimes I think I'm jaded by what I've experienced, and I don't take into account enough how fortunate and how blessed I am to have experienced my childhood dream and beyond that, and gone places and done things coming from my background that, generally speaking, a lot of kids growing up who dreamed of it obviously did not get a chance to do it because only a select few get to experience what I've experienced. But sometimes, you know what? I don't think about it enough because I'm too busy thinking, okay, what's the next thing I'm going to accomplish or achieve?
Well, it's good to be forward thinking, of course. And you talked about people and what they are able to experience. And that kind of brings about a really great story that I found, kind of looking over some things online. So you want to tell us a little bit about this? You donated your first Super Bowl ring to a charity, and it ended up being a raffle, and that was the win over the St. Louis Rams, and they raised did I see like $180,000 from that raffle, and it helped fund is it an orphanage? Did I read that right? Or Gerard, do you want to tell us a little bit about that again for anyone who hasn't ever heard this story? Enlighten them.
Yeah, no problem. So I was at a youth conference for Christian teenagers, youth conference Christian teenagers, I guess they're synonymous. And these kids were from all walks of life. And there was this one kid in particular from West Virginia. And for our guy from the UK, West Virginia, the Appalachian state, is one of the poorest states in the United States of America. And this young man had like 25 cents to his name. And I'm watching other kids who come from wealth or middle class Americans donate to this orphanage, and this kid has 25 cents. I watch him put it in the collection plate, and then he speaks afterwards and said, "Hey, I know I'm poor. I don't have much, but I have more than these kids. So whatever I can do to help these kids have a better chance of life in Thailand, because this is where the orphanage is at, I'm gonna give what all I have. And this is all I have." And they came up a little short on the money needed. And earlier that day, one of the event planners jokingly asked me, "Hey, are you going to donate that ring to a good cause? Because you have three of them." And in my mind, just to be real with you all, I was like, hell no. But long story short, I got caught in the moment of what I saw and what I witnessed. And the rationale was, yeah, I do have three, but it went beyond that because honestly, I gave away the one that meant the most to me, the first one. And sometimes I do have a replica of it, but I do cherish that one. But it went to a great cause. Not only did it build an orphanage in Thailand, but it created water wells throughout Africa, fed a bunch of families throughout the United States of America. And just again, to this day, I still get messages and folks from and just contact from people who were blessed by that action. So no, it was an amazing thing, man. And it was fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to do it. So definitely a really cool thing that I was a part of.
Wow, that's just to hear it from you directly. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing, and it's great that you were able to do that. So you were born in Charlotte. You're much love for the Tar Heels,
No
big Tar
doubt.
Heels guys. What is the connection? And I apologize. And again, enlighten me and anyone else who's watching or listening who doesn't already know. What is the connection to Ohio, or is there a familial connection? How did you come to Ohio?
Oh, the weather, man. One day I was saying, you know what? Where can I go where it's whimsical, mercurial, and all that in one day? And I said, you know what? It's Ohio. Nah, but real talk, family brought me out here. That's how I got out here. Now, the interesting thing, though, which is funny how things work, growing up as a kid, living in North Carolina, there were no Carolina Panthers in the early 1980s and late 70s. And my first ever football card I ever received was a Brian Sipe football card in 1979, 1980 for the Cleveland Browns. And so that was my team, one of my teams. Now, back then, you had two teams. You had an AFC team and you had an NFC team.
Right.
So my AFC team was the Browns and my NFC team was the San Francisco 49ers.
Makes sense.
And they were both really good in the 80s. And I recall being really upset at us losing to the Broncos. I remember that vividly. And I also remember too, because I didn't like John Elway when I was a little kid, because obviously Cal was in my backyard and he went to Stanford. So the dislike was always there for him because of the fact that he was a Stanford. I don't even know. Do they even have a
The
mascot?
Cardinals, Stanford
Oh, the
Cardinals.
Cardinals. See, I
They
can't
got a
even see that.
tree.
I
They
can't even,
got a tree as a mascot.
I can't even think of what they actually call. That's pretty impressive on my part. But yeah. So no, man. So no, I've been a Browns fan for a very long time. So that's like, and people are like, how'd you become a Browns fan? I was like, truthfully, I've been a Browns fan for over 40 years.
That's a lot of suffering. I feel your pain
Mm.
on that one. Your suffering and my suffering is longer than these two have been alive. It's kind of crazy like that. Am I correct, Gerard? Did you do some substitute teaching or some teaching at Collinwood High School?
Yeah, man. Where's all this stuff at?
Because I listen every day and I heard you
Okay.
talk about it. Did you do? And you
You
did
take good notes.
history? You did some history, right?
I taught civics, history, and
Okay.
world U.S. history. Yeah, so I was a poli-sci grad in college at UC Berkeley. So that's a combination of political science, econ, and history all in one. So it was right up my alley. As a matter of fact, I just watched a really good documentary on Toledo and Cordoba, and it was like from medieval times in Spain and how during that time the Jewish, Christian, and Muslim populations actually were able to interact with each other, even though there were moments of civil unrest. But there was a time period for a good 800 years where they were able to coexist. And it was a pretty fascinating documentary I was watching. So a lot of people don't realize I'm like a hyper nerd.
No, look, when I listen every afternoon and I hear the random thoughts or whatever the conversation is, it is always very interesting. And that's not just blowing smoke up your butt. I mean, it really is. It is. And also the Collinwood connection. I guess my grandfather graduated from Collinwood. And my mom, in not that long ago, but I think it would have been after, I don't know what years you were doing any teaching there, but she taught or was the like media specialist librarian at Collinwood. Not that many years ago. So that's why it kind of stuck in my mind.
Cross paths for sure. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it for a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that kind of stuff. Also, you're very much into your food. I love watching your videos, and hey man, you appreciate good eats. Do you ever watch the Food That Built America on History Channel?
Yeah, I watch it all the time.
That is a phenomenal show. I watched you had a couple episodes of Cereal Wars. What is it with Kid Gluten Free?
Yeah, Kid Gluten Free is damn near a grown man now.
It's amazing how fast kids grow up there. But I watched that. That was good stuff. You only did 2 episodes. There needed to be more. Do you still stick with Captain Crunch as your favorite?
Actually, I you know what's funny? I was just in the grocery store and I saw a Captain Crunch on sale for $3.75, and I was so tempted to get a box because cereal prices are insane now. I'm like, how the hell cereal costs $5.50 for a box of cereal? It's not even a family size.
No,
true.
I must say though, when we were in the UK, I was impressed by the gas station food there. I must say, it was like I went there and I got like pot stickers. I'm like, damn, you can get pot stickers at a gas station, and they were actually good.
they're not your average gas station food. It's not like getting your gas
No,
station sushi.
and you could taste the healthiness in it too, though. That was the amazing part. Like,
Mike, can you speak to this good gas station food that we're missing out on?
Not really. I prefer the American gas stations, to be honest.
This guy's good. I think that Gerard, at some point, you need to host your own version of like diners, drive-ins, and dives.
something, right?
You should
Yeah,
hook up.
man.
You should hook up with Michael Simon. You
Do
know,
something.
you got
So,
the connection there.
so when we played against the Vikings in London, I was out late one night, and it had to be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was a McDonald's open right next to a gas station. So I tell the Uber driver, like, "Hey man, let's go to this McDonald's right quick," and he's accommodating, and we go there, and I get the McDonald's, and that pretty much tastes the same as what's over here in the States. But then I went over to the gas station, and I ended up buying like $60 worth of gas station food because I was so impressed by it. I bought kebabs, I bought the pot stickers, and I was like,
That's
damn,
awesome.
this is some really good stuff here. So I'm going back to the UK just for the gas station, man.
Did you have your vacuum sealer with you?
That I did not. That I did not. I did not travel that one with me because I mean, to the Browns' credit, they do a phenomenal job of feeding us. I just happened to be out late one night, was hungry, and I knew there was not going to be any snacks or anything when I got back to the hotel.
Tell them we're not going to be healthy here today. We're going to be healthy here. I know I've been chewing up most of the time here. Drew, I know you had a good question here for Gerard. I'll let you have the floor for the moment.
Yeah, so, during your NFL career, I just wanted to ask, outside or whether it was the 3 Super Bowls, outside of the 3 Super Bowls, what was your most memorable moment in the NFL? What was your favorite moment in the NFL as a player?
Well, the first thing that just sparked my mind was like probably actually, it was a somber occasion, but it was probably the freest I ever felt playing football was the week of 9/11, and a week after rather, and we were playing the New York Jets, and obviously they were dealing with more than what we were dealing with in Boston, and just playing in that game, man, and not caring about the outcome, just playing and having fun, and just letting that be a distraction for the country as well as myself for 2 or 3 hours. Now, obviously, in that game, Drew Bledsoe gets knocked out and damn near dies, and Tom Brady comes on the scene, and the rest is history. But yeah, I think about that game and just the level of just freedom in it and just not caring about the outcome or stressing myself out, worrying about being perfect and trying to do everything the right way, of just simply playing and taking that approach. And when you take that approach, really in all things in life, man, you're better off for it and just letting things flow.
That's a
Wow.
great memory and fantastic advice as well. So kind of just moving on, talking a little bit here about the Browns. I guess new coach, new attitude going on there in Berea.
Yeah, I was searching. I kept on using the word abrasive the other day, and it's the right word, but it's not the right context. In that,
Right.
it's about. I'd say Monken. The differentiator between Monken and Stefanski is that Monken is more about the task. Complete the task. Do the task. If you don't complete the task, I'm going to get in yo. and Kevin was not about that. Kevin had his own methodology of how he went about doing things, and it definitely wasn't as demanding as what Todd seems to be from the verbal altercation standpoint. Hence why I use the word abrasive. So you see that, you sense it, you feel it, and I think it's a good thing because some teams can handle the we're all professionals, let's do our jobs, I'm going to encourage you, and some guys need to be yelled at, and it's really that simple. And I think the Browns are in that state, especially when you consider how many mistakes were made, that they need to be yelled at more so than coddled, if you will.
Yeah, as long as they don't turn into SpongeBob when he had his abrasive side. I know you're a SpongeBob guy, so you know.
Big time. I'm like, which episode?
Do you remember when he needed an abrasive side, and then he would like flip around, then he was all mad at everybody?
I just watched the episode where he was like, he wasn't quite square in his.
Yes, he was like round or something.
Yeah. I just watched that episode and I was crying because he was so reserved and so just lightweight debonair. So it was pretty funny, man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was one of those shows that we could watch with the kids as well. My oldest is 16, my youngest is 13. But
yeah, they definitely can watch it. Yeah.
So we enjoyed that as kind of like a good in between the program to watch with them.
You have a favorite episode?
Oh man, I liked it. I'm gonna kick your butt with Flats.
That's a pretty good one with Flats. Yeah, that's a great one. My favorite one is when Employee of the Month.
Yes.
Look, clean dishes, Mr. Krabs.
Yes. Please come back when I'm not here.
What was the other the training video one where they did the Krusty Krab training video?
Oh my gosh. Wow, those are some good ones. They definitely that's done a good job. I mean, I'm certainly a Family Guy, Simpsons type person. Been watching those for years, and I know you guys were talking about the episode of Family Guy where the car gets clean and then he gets mad and he's like, "All right, that's it." They do the cutaway scene and he's sitting like in a tree, get it nice and clean. And I was dying when you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, you guys see the what was it? Is it the Black Dolphins?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys see that
man.
one.
That's a great episode. Oh my god.
You learn what a cove is.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm kind of crazy like that. Don't mind me. So what have you seen so far? You touched upon it a little bit. So far under Monken and in the rookie mini camps and voluntary OTAs, etc., to make you and I guess fans believe the team is headed in the right direction?
Well, it's really about, ultimately, I saw it in OTAs and I saw it someone in mini camp. It's the idea that practice is the most important thing, in my opinion, because how you practice and how you prepare will express itself during the course of the game. I don't care what the competition is or what the sport is. It's all about preparation. And if you don't prepare, then you're not going to go out there and be prepared to have success. You're more likely going to have failure. So just the level of tempo and the amount of just energy that was being expressed on the practice field this early in the game, or from a practice standpoint, was impressive to me. Now, the key part will be, as we observe, do they maintain that same high level of practice? Because the thing is, and people have to realize this, and I'll say this, and then I have to get out of here, is that it's about exhausting yourself. It's about putting yourself in a space to where you are worn, torn, you're tired, and it's because you understand that this 6 to 7 months is going to be a sacrifice of your mind, body, and soul. And it can't be one in which you're saying to yourself, I'm going to ease my way into this, because that's not how it works. I've never seen a championship caliber anything ease their way into something. Now, there's something to be said about being balanced and being smart about how you do certain things, but it's always going to require a sacrifice. It's always going to require that you give up yourself in order to have success. It's rarely, and in the end, if it is given to you, you're not going to appreciate it. And two, it probably won't last because you did not go through all the trials and tribulations of realizing what it takes to get there and stay there. So right now, what I see with the Browns under Monken is a group of guys who are being molded into a manner and fashion of a very abrasive and task-oriented coach, which I love, who's going to demand everything from them and not allow them to jump off sides and not have consequences, and put them in a space to where if they're not taking care of business, I can see him sitting guys down. And that's what is going to be needed to really just set the tone and tempo of, we're not going to be an undisciplined football team. We're going to kick everybody's butt by being disciplined and out toughing you and showing more grit than anyone else on that field. And if we get that from practice and it translates to the football field, we'll be more than a 5-win football team. I promise you that.
That's motivating to me right there, man. And it works in so many. It's not just on the football field; it's in every facet of life. So I know that you have to get going, and we really appreciate you being on with us, Gerard. It is an open door. We would love to have you back on again whenever you have time available. This is fantastic. So, folks, you can always find Gerard Monday through Friday, 1 to 3, ESPN Cleveland, The Next Level, and you're on ESPN National Radio as well, correct?
Yes, typically every Sunday during the football season.
Every Sunday during the football season. All right. Be sure to check out Gerard on The Next Level on ESPN Radio. Maybe there'll be some action. And as the sideline reporter, tune in on the radio broadcast. So we love you, Gerard. Thank you so much for all your time. Appreciate it. Have a great night, sir.
Good night, guys. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right. Let's cool. Wow.
That was a perfect ending by him, to be honest.
That was amazing.
Yeah, amazing guy. Amazing guy.
That absolutely impressive. He leaves me feeling a little bit better about the Browns. You know, I think that when we had Tim Alcorn on during the playoffs, we left feeling a little bit better, even though it didn't ultimately end up being it didn't work out, but we felt a little bit better.
Am I the only one here thinking that kind of relates to the Cavs a little bit as well?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna kick him out. Okay, there we go. Well, no, I just needed to get
trying to kick him.
Well, so he's not thinking, you know, it's not stuck on his ends. I wanted to make sure that was done. It's tricky like that unless we get booted out unintentionally. But no, it does. It applies to the Cavs for sure. And now that actually is you know what? That's a great transition topic. Why don't we talk a little bit about the Cavs and what is going on? We're still waiting to hear about LeBron.
I can't help checking my phone every 5 minutes.
You're on LeBron watch.
I've been on that for over 2 weeks and check my phone literally every 5 minutes. I'm awake.
Well, all right. You got to chill out a little bit here. No, we're all on LeBron watch. We don't know what's going to happen. A lot of indications are that he's going to join the team. The question then becomes, and I think this is, what other moves are they going to make? But also, where does that stand? And how much respect do the players have for Kenny Atkinson as a coach? They just actually talked about this on The Next Level this afternoon, Emmett and Gerard and Nick. And they talked about Kenny's comments from the Summer League game. And they were talking to him. And is he if he's a player's coach, is that enough? Is he going to grab the attention of players? Because we saw at the end of JB's tenure, Donovan Mitchell's coming down the floor and JB's telling him to do something and he just waved him off. And like, is that what you're going to get with it? Let's say LeBron joins the team, or if he doesn't, do the players respect Kenny Atkinson enough? I think they like him a lot. They say he's a player's coach. I think they like him. Do they respect him enough?
I mean, that's the big thing, right? It's all about respect at the end of the day. And when it comes to this whole LeBron watch, you know, I said it on my Twitter page the other day that we're not really entitled to know what he's doing right now. It's not up to us. We can complain all we want. Yeah, we want the news right now. As Mike is checking his phone every 30 seconds, you know, we want it right now.
It's every notification on my phone I get. I literally making sure it's not.
But it's like at the end of the day, he'll do what he wants to do. He's dragged us out 3 separate times now because he's done it when he left us. He's done it when he left Miami to come back. He's doing it again. Like, we're used to this. Just let him live his life. Let him go golfing with his friends. He'll announce it sooner or later. It's just.
He's a genius. He's he understands the media. He knows how to control the narrative. He's actually a genius in that aspect.
1,000%.
So let's give him credit. I mean, look, I'm going to say you're wearing your Cavs shirt. I'm wearing because of this 2016, whether he comes back or not, that can't be taken away.
No.
That can't be taken away from us as Cleveland Cavs fans, and we're always going to have that. I know there's some people that are pissed off and felt like LeBron not only dumped us once, he dumped us twice. The first move, that hurt. The second move, I was okay with it. I was at peace. He came back. He led us to 4 straight finals. We won one. And if Golden State hadn't had to go out and beg Kevin Durant to come over to their side, they were screwed. If Kevin Love hadn't gotten his arm ripped out of socket and Kyrie doesn't break his kneecap, that we would have won 2015. And who knows what would have happened then? 2016, Golden State might have like blown their whole team up before 2016. Who knows? And all these little moves, you change one little thing and history changes. But at the end of the day, you can't take any of that away from us. We've got that championship, and I will always be grateful for what the LeBron-led team and all the players on that team and everything they did. I know it's kind of weird to say that about an athlete or a sport or a team, but as a fan, we're diehards. And to see our teams win is so rare that we really appreciate it. The humility. I mean, even watching Tottenham winning Europa. Mike, that I know you're being right there. Well, I mean, obviously, and you were in Cleveland for the Cavs championship, amazingly enough.
The Cavs championship was the best day of my life. I'm not gonna lie. I don't, up to this point, nothing's topped it. So,
wow. Well, we got to get something.
Well, hopefully on Sunday something will top it. But I'm not.
I would be I would be so happy for you, Mike, and I'd be happy for my dad. Honestly, I mean, I guess he would have been a little. You know, he would have been, so what was it, 60? They won in what, 1960 or what?
66.
66. Okay, so my dad would have been, I guess, 21 or so, 21, maybe going on 22, I think, at the time. But I'd be very happy for him. I'd be happy for you. I'd be happy for my relatives, all the people who are, that is their, England.
I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think England will beat Argentina, then lose to France or Spain, personally.
Oh, no. At least beat Argentina.
But that was my prediction before the tournament. Before the tournament, I had these as the final four, and I had England against Spain in the final, and Spain to beat England. So,
all right. Well,
kind of what I expect.
Well,
either way, whether it's Spain or France, I think England will get to final and lose.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. But going back to maybe
that will beat the Cavs championship experience comes under.
I think it will. I honestly, for you, I think.
But then again, I was at the Cavs watch party for that, so that experience will never be topped.
It's different. It's different. It's not about topping it. It's just a different moment completely. Look, for us, Drew, did you feel better about the United States winning the gold medal in hockey or the Cavs winning an NBA title?
Oh, the Cavs winning an NBA title.
Exactly.
Especially living Akron, like just seeing the whole city where the man was from, just being in that same city and just celebrating with all the people in Akron. And it's like, oh my God, the kid from here delivered. And, it was the best feeling in the world.
It definitely. It certainly was. I mean, I've told this story, but I mean, Jacob was 5 years old, not quite 6, and I had never brought him to Ohio. It's an 8-hour drive. I said, we are going up there for this parade.
I've never cried at the end of a sports game in my life. That was the first time I've ever actually cried. Like I got actually really emotional after that when that clock hit 0-0.
Yeah, goosebumps. I think just goosebumps and utter shock and joy, and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I'm getting goosebumps as we're discussing it.
I know.
It was so incredible, and I can only hope that that for you, and I mean, I'm obviously rooting for England. I don't know that I'll have the same experience that you will if that occurs, or my dad or whomever, but certainly it would make me very proud because obviously growing up in my house and watching the World Cup and rooting for England and the U.S. being basically irrelevant in the sport.
Basically, at this point.
Well, yeah, no,
they exactly what I said beforehand. I said they would win a knockout game and then get bounced.
Oh yeah, they are not good enough. The B team from what the heck? Who beat the crap? Belgium beat the crap out of us. The B team from Belgium beat the snot out of us. It was ridiculous. And don't give me this Christian Pulisic stuff. He's not that good. Okay, sorry, he's not. He doesn't.
I've already said my piece on that kid.
He couldn't shine Harry Kane's boots.
Do you know the funny thing is, right? I was sitting there watching the World Cup, and everyone's tweets. Do you know when he got injured? I don't know if he was actually injured, and everyone was speaking out about it, going, "Oh, we're screwed if Pulisic doesn't play." And I'm sitting.
He wasn't the main factor.
And I'm sat here thinking he's literally
done nothing.
I'm like, if he's your best player, like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah, you're completely screwed.
No, our best player was definitely Balogun.
Yeah, and
Then
Matt,
again, Balogun's not good enough to clean Ivan Toney's third pair of boots.
No.
in my opinion, but
no,
But that,
definitely not.
but
no, and I would never understand. Like, I get it. People are super passionate about the US and stuff like that. But I at least being a realistic person, I was trying to tell people, it's like, guys, lower the expectations. Like, we're not that great. Like, come on now. Like, you really think we're destined to even make it to a semifinal? I was like, hell no, we're not even gonna come close.
this is the
So
thing.
I was like,
People, you're better off going, "Oh, we'll get through the round of 16. We'll get to and then lose that stage."
that's what I said.
You get to the quarterfinals and then you've overachieved. You can be somewhere proud of what you've done, rather than expect you to get to quarters or semi-finals and then you get knocked out in the round of 16.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
And
told
you're
people,
less disappointed. It's like,
I told people, expect a round of 16 exit. Like, expect it.
No, it's absolutely right, and that's the way I kind of feel about the Cavs and LeBron. We talked about it before we came on. I'm trying to keep my expectations low because I don't want to get my hope up and then be disappointed. I won't be angry. I'll just be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's really the hard thing.
the only downer for the LeBron situation is if he ends up in Golden State. I think that would really hurt.
It would piss me off. It wouldn't hurt. It'd piss me off. I'd be like, go get out of here.
It just makes me want to vomit. Like,
yeah, they can go lose over there. Him and Donkey.
I just don't think he'd do it just for the fact that it's a rival of the Cavs and he's just not gonna.
I think it's really comes down to, so he's talked about it allegedly, and these are things that they're putting out there. Happiness, and it's not about the money, and it's not ring chasing, and blah blah blah. So I think that if you talk about happiness, where does he seem to be happy? Where has he spent all this time this summer? Where are all of his friends? Where is his best friend? Is practically his brother. Who does he work for? Oh, the Cavs.
Didn't Windy say that LeBron hasn't spent this much time in like the?
No, you're exactly right.
It's been like 10 years or something.
Right, since he played here. Exactly right. Who do you think the guys, or what other moves do you think the Cavs will make if they acquire LeBron James, and in the alternative, if they don't end up getting LeBron, what moves will they make? Mike, do you have any thoughts on what they might do in either of those or both of those scenarios?
So if LeBron doesn't, I think DeRozan or Kuminga is going to be a backup plan. Kuminga is probably a difficult one because Atlanta want to do a sign and trade with the Lakers. So
right,
that could be difficult too.
Who are they going to trade to the Lakers or get from the Lakers? What do they have? Like,
I think it's a first round draft pick, and is it Vanderbilt?
I know
what his name is.
Yes, it's Vanderbilt. I think
Vanderbilt.
I know who you're talking of, and I think of all the there's a feminine line of clothing, Gloria Vanderbilt at Kohl's. I think that basically I think it's Jared Vanderbilt actually, if my memory serves me correctly. Okay,
I think they're going to trade Schroeder and Max Strus most likely. But
if they do acquire him, or if so if they do, you think they trade?
I think Dennis Schroeder is going to be gone regardless.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's what we figure out, like a $13 million, $14 million salary hit or something along those lines. I would keep Strus. Schroeder is dispensable.
Well, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, I think so. We've got. But
the problem is, who are you going to have as backup point guard? Because Schroeder's going to go, so who's going to take those minutes?
Well, that's a great question. You need a point guard by proxy. Sam Merrill's a shooting guard. Could Tyson? You've still got Craig Porter Jr. I don't love him in clutch minutes.
Porter Jr.
Well, no, but Jalen Tyson, would. I think he can mature and he might be good. We got Tyrese Proctor too. Let's not forget about him.
But you're expecting on a young guy to take over that role, is that?
Well, you got to do something.
Eventually, those young guys have to step up at some capacity, and
but then again, if you bring LeBron back, he can play 1 to 5. So could he be the backup point guard at some points when like Harden sits? Could you put LeBron just playing that role for a little bit? Like
he could always. I think. Okay, let me try and make this point without and let me know if it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, we joke about it with the Guardians and how all their players can play all these positions. It seems to me that the Cavs can kind of be positionless. and guys can kind of move around, and whatever it is you don't have to define a position. And if you need LeBron to bring the ball up, you have LeBron bring the ball up. If you need Donovan or James or Merrill or Strus, whomever it is, because we know Strus can bring the ball up too. If Strus remains with the team, he can absolutely handle the ball and bring it up. He's not the best, but he can handle it. I'd prefer somebody else, but in a pinch, I'd rather him than Mobley, to be honest, right? I'd rather him than, well, we don't have him anymore, but I'd rather him than Dean Wade. Rather him than Thomas Bryant or Naquan Tomlin. I think that you can be, the way the game of basketball is played today, the true positions that we once thought of the, the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, the 1 are not the same. They're not defined that way anymore. So I'm not going to get too into the weeds about those minutia. Who did we have as back? Let me ask this question as it just popped into my head.
It's more like a ball handler, wing, and a big, isn't it? Basically, we're going. You have like a ball handler, you have a wing player, and then you have like 2 bigs.
Right. Who was our backup point guard to Kyrie? What, Mo Williams?
Mo Williams.
Sometimes George Hill was for like.
Didn't Delly play that role a little bit?
Delly played a little bit.
Delly had to play the main. So you can survive. The point guard is a distributor, but LeBron is like a point forward. James Harden is a point. He's more than just a point guard, but he's very good at distributing the ball when he's not dribbling, doing the stanky leg and playing with his beard or whatever he's doing. Love the guy. And Donovan will do whatever it takes. That guy is a bulldog. I feel like they'll figure it out. Whatever it is, I would love to see them get LeBron. I mean, Drew, what do you think? What's your answer? What moves do you think they would make if they do get LeBron? And what moves do you think they would make if they don't get LeBron?
Well, I agree with Mike. Without LeBron, I think you go after someone like a DeRozan, Kuminga, because again, DeRozan could just be a veteran leader in a locker room and kind of help guide kind of like a younger team, with James Harden. But with LeBron, again, I could skip out on a point guard, because like you said, we've had many LeBron teams where he played with Mo Williams as a guard. Sometimes it was Dellavedova, sometimes it was this guy, sometimes. So Boobie Gibson. I mean, look at some of the other guys he's had in LA and Miami. I mean, who was it in Miami? Like
Norris Cole.
Norris Cole. It's like he didn't have many good point guards. So I don't think it really matters. And like you said, Ethan, we're in a time where positions really don't matter anymore. It's just the 5 best guys on the court, and that's about it. And everyone just does their own thing. So I don't think you really need to be like, oh, I need a true guard or a true point to come in and be off the bench. I mean, as long as someone can just fill that role, whether it be you keep Max Strus, whether it be Tyrese Proctor steps up, or whether it be Craig Porter steps up, at the end of the day, LeBron can do almost anything. And that helps a lot without needing a point guard. And again, with James Harden comes off the floor, LeBron can play point guard, or this person could come play point guard. So I don't think you need to do crazy moves after. I just think you need to upgrade the bench just a little bit better to, at least be able to keep leads when those guys come off the floor. So just some simple moves, and that's about you don't need to go for like big point guard names or big names. Just you could trade away Dennis Schroeder, get rid of the contract, maybe bring a couple guys in who might fill a role, and that could be useful.
Blimey. So I'm watching Summer League, right? Malik Thomas has 21 points. He's 8 of 13, 5 for 6 from 3 at halftime.
Yeah, didn't he have 30 last night?
Yeah, 20 in his first game. He had 30 last night, and he's at 21.
So
he might be a guy who could step up.
Maybe they found another diamond in the rough. Maybe they found a guy late in the draft that turns out to be phenomenal. What did we talk? What, SGA was a second rounder?
Yeah, SGA was a second rounder. There's a plenty of second rounders.
And we talked about it. It took him a couple of years because he started out with the Clippers, and it wasn't like he immediately took the league by storm. So in the NBA, being a second rounder isn't like, oh, you stink, you're a second rounder.
Well, wasn't Jokic drafted during like a car commercial?
Yes. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. And speaking of the summer league, Mike, we talked about it. You said basically other than Thomas and Tomlin,
mm-hmm.
who the hell do we have out there? Mike, what do you think? Is it fair that Naquan Tomlin is playing with these guys? He's already got a full contract.
Naquan Tomlin's not playing tonight because he's out with illness, but
that's all right. He probably had some bad food at the buffet. He went to the gas station in Las Vegas. They don't quite meet the qualifications as the gas station in London.
But then again, James is not playing for the Lakers, is he? No.
Well, he's past that. Isn't he in he's already played 2 seasons. He's way beyond.
Is he? I thought he only played 1.
I thought that he's
I'm gonna
already
look it
been
up
in the
just
league
in
2
case.
seasons. Yeah, look it up, Mike. Drew. I think that. I didn't think it was last year he got drafted. I thought it was the year before.
He was drafted in 2024.
Oh, okay. And Tyrese Proctor's not playing for us, is he?
I'm surprised
he's in Australia. He's in Australia playing for the Australian team or something.
Okay, well there you go. I think there are guys that can step up, and if a Malik Thomas can play like this, obviously you're playing in summer league against a bunch of guys who are not going to make rosters. I think we had an Akron player, Shamal Scott. Did Shamal Scott get an invite to Cavs camp?
Yeah,
Drew?
I think I remember hearing about that. I don't know if he's played. I'm kind of looking at the box score just to see if he did play in any of the games.
The other thing about Malik Thomas is, though, if he's making 5 or 6 wide open threes, for example, it doesn't really matter who you're playing against. Like if you're knocking down those open looks, does it really matter who the opponent is?
No, absolutely not. But you're going to have better defense. And how open are you going to get?
Yeah, how many times have the Cavs though had wide open threes?
No, I agreed, and I think that's part of the attraction to bringing in a guy like another person like LeBron James is that he helps take away attention on the offensive end from other players, and he will find the shooters. He will make the smart basketball play, and you gotta love that. No, am I correct here? Was it Shamas Scott or was it somebody else who got a Cavs? Yeah, there. Nope. I'm looking down here. Let me know if you find that, Drew, because my brain.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I know somebody from from Akron got an invite to the Cavs training camp. So I could be could be wrong there. And while we're looking that up, want to make sure I say, as part of the Land Multimedia Group, want to thank Dick's House of Sport for being a proud sponsor of the Land Multimedia Group, the podcast. Want to congratulate again the Bearded Browns podcast, as they are now the back-to-back winners of the Cleveland Scene Best Sports Podcast. And stay tuned, folks, for all kinds of updates and information as the Bearded Browns looks like they may be getting some airtime on the local airwaves in Northeast Ohio. So please stay tuned for all of that, and we will provide updates. So again, thank Dick's House of Sport as being a proud sponsor of the Land Multimedia Group. Drew, have you found anything?
Yeah, so I found an article from 5 days ago. I'll forever strive former Akron Zips Shamas Scott eyes opportunity after Cavs camp invite.
Okay, so that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And let's see, and Romeo Travis was helping out. So that's one of the former St. Vincent St. Mary teammate of LeBron, Romeo Travis. I knew I'd seen him in some video. Okay, moving on. It is the All-Star break.
Actually, one more thing quickly.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. What you got?
So I don't know how reliable this is. I don't know if it's true, but have you seen the Kevin Love stuff?
I have seen that a little bit.
Kevin Love potentially following LeBron where he ends up.
I would take him. Would you? We talked about this last year, or this past postseason. I would take him because he can come in and grab a rebound. He's also a veteran, a voice. Let's think about what the makeup was of the 2016 championship. Did James Jones really play a great role on the floor in games? No, but he was a good veteran leader. I'm trying to think of other guys that were just vets on that team that you maybe didn't even expect.
Sasha Khan, or whatever his name is.
Sasha Khan, was he even on the team, or was that in 2007?
No, he was.
Chetty Osman.
Chetty Osman. Yeah.
Hey, you think of Jetty? I don't know. No, I would if he were to come along, I would be glad to have him.
Go ahead, Ethan. Sorry.
I was just saying, in an ideal world, if LeBron were to come in fact, as all the rumors stated, the Cavs would have make a spot open on the roster, and they currently have one, to bring Bronny over, I would be glad to see.
Who would you rather out of the two? If it was between Bronny or K-Love, which one do you think would be the best?
Hey, I'd ask LeBron. I'd ask GM LeBron who he wants, and then I'd take whomever he wants. That's pretty much it. I know that's kind of might sound a little bit stupid, but that's where I'd go with it.
But once you've got a full contract, you can't reverse back to a two-way, right?
That's a good. I don't think you can,
because Bronny was on a two-way, so then he got signed to a permanent contract with the Lakers, right?
Right. I don't.
So he'd have to be on the roster as one of the 15, right?
I believe so. But don't quote me on that. Point being, we talked about this a little bit. I think we touched on it last week. I don't think he's that bad of a player. He's not his father, but I think he has shown some stuff. It's a bit of a trial by fire, right? He didn't get to play very much at USC, as we talked about, due to health issues and just not being able to climb the roster. Getting drafted in the second round by the Lakers probably was a bit of a favor to LeBron. And so, but he's making, we just talked to Gerard about that, and he's talking about you got to go with the flow and be in the right place at the right time and make the most of your opportunities. It certainly appears he's putting in the work. Now, what's his ceiling? I don't know. But I would not be against having him on our roster. Hell, the fans show the love to Bronny. They've seen the little guy grow up. They have seen him from when he was a toddler and when he was a baby.
Well, and when it came to one of the things about where should LeBron go and, where would he be loved the most by fans, obviously it's Cleveland, because we were the ones who, when Bronny dropped his first buckets in the NBA in Cleveland, the entire arena erupted when Bronny made a shot. So
it was his first score, wasn't it, in the NBA that game?
Yeah, it was his first score in the NBA, and he did it against the Cavs in Cleveland, and the entire arena erupted, and LeBron was on the bench trying not to cry. So what better place, what fan base is going to love you the most besides us? I mean, you could go to Philly where they're going to throw you out after one day if you have a 21-point game instead of a 30-point game, and I don't think that's a place to go to.
No, and you know what? I don't care what they say about In-N-Out Burger, which is really damn good. We got Swenson's, okay? They don't have Swenson's there. Swenson's is in his backyard. You got to bring him in just for the Swenson's there. Guardians, All-Star break. Mike, you predicted what you thought they needed to do after that one horrible Saturday afternoon took injuries to Jose, Angel Martinez, and Chase DeLauder. DeLauder is back. Angel not yet. Jose not yet. What's the stat, Mike? What is our record since those injuries occurred?
So when we won that game, I was sitting there thinking, was that win really worth it? Like, was it really worth losing 3 guys in one game? I would have rather lost and literally had all 3 guys available. But I think we discussed it. Like, if you get to 500 until the All-Star break, you're probably going to be in a decent spot. And the Cavs, with the sweep and the 4-game win streak, entered is it unofficial? Like half time, second half, whatever.
Well, I mean, so they actually were beyond the halfway point of the season.
What do they call it? Because it's beyond
the Midsummer Classic.
Games,
they call like the Midsummer Classic is the All-Star break, the Midsummer Classic, but it is more than the halfway point in the season. We are 51 and 46.
Yep.
We are tied with Chicago, the White Sox, for the lead in the AL Central. They are 50 and 45. They played 2 less games. They got 1 less win. 1 less loss, but the winning percentage is .526. And as of when I checked, I'm going to look at the standings here again. In the American League, when I looked, I think it was last week, there were 6 teams, 6 above 500. Now I count, there are only 5 teams above 500. You've got Tampa Bay and New York, both above 500. Chicago and Cleveland above 500. Minnesota's right there at 48 and 49. Texas is now above 500, 49, 47. Seattle hot on their tail at 48 and 49. The American League is weak. The American League is weak. What did you guys think? You talked about it, Mike. You just said the sweep there.
But it got us to 13 and 13 since the injuries. So, and that's exactly 500. So, like,
yeah,
we said that beforehand. If you can be a 500 team whilst those 2-3 guys are out, you're not going to lose too much ground, and that's exactly what.
No, they did exactly what they needed to do. They have been
I'm
treading
surprised
water.
they got that sweep because the Marlins.
Miami was playing great.
The Marlins were 16-2 in their previous 18 home games. They're on a 6-game win streak.
Isn't that incredible?
And then we go in there and sweep them. It's like,
it's just incredible, and it really does further demonstrate that if you can get just a little bit of hitting,
5 runs.
Yeah, a little bit of hitting to go with this pitching, you can win some ball games. You can win a lot of ball games. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't or shouldn't make a move, but we talked a little bit about what that is. But before we get to that, I mean, the recap of the series in Miami, they get the sweep, and Joey? Who started yesterday? Was that Joey or was that Tanner?
It was Cantillo. We gave up 5 runs in 3 games in that series.
I mean, what a Joey Cantillo. We saw him on opening at the home opener, Drew.
Yeah, and he pitched well in that home opener too.
He really did against the Cubs. He has been such a pleasant surprise. He's not the guy that you expected to have this kind of a record. Obviously, Parker Messick's stepping up. He's in the All-Star game tomorrow. Cade Smith, he leads the league in saves, right? He's got 28 saves at the All-Star break.
Don't forget, Cade Smith was undrafted as well.
Right, exactly, like you said.
And then the Twins picked him up as a UDFA or whatever, and then they decided that he's not good enough or whatever, so they moved.
Thank you, Minnesota. Thank you, thank you very much, Minnesota. But Cade Smith, amazing, and at the back end. But we were still kind of recovering with injuries, and now, Herron's out. And we were out without Sabrowski for a while. Hunter Gaddis seems to be finding his stuff. Love that guy.
I'm not surprised by the slow start by Gaddis though, because he missed most of spring training. So his first few starts were essentially his spring training. So it's not surprised that he struggled at the start. But
right. And for as much as we jokingly crap on Tanner Bybee, for the number of home runs he gives up, he's had more good outings than bad outings. It's been a few bad outings, and yes, he's gonna throw up a big grapefruit and lob one in there that's gonna go from here to Albuquerque, giving up home runs. The guy, he's an unimpressive 3-9 record, but I'm looking at the stats. Innings pitched. You want to guess who's first in innings pitched?
What, from the most innings in the rotation?
Yeah.
Gavin Williams.
Okay.
Is it Gavin?
It is. But do you know who's second?
Is it Joey?
No, it's actually Tanner Bybee.
Wow.
Gavin Williams in 19 starts. Now, the thing is, Gavin Williams has done it in one less start. He's gone 113 in the third innings. Bybee in 20 starts, 113. Messick in 19, 112. Joey Cantillo, actually, with an 8-4 record and 4 quality starts, 101 innings pitched. Slade Ciccone at 4-6, but 5 quality starts, 99 innings pitched. I mean, you look at Tanner Bybee. Actually, his number of quality starts out of 20, 11. 11 quality.
Tanner Bybee's record is a bit.
It is because he can't get any run support.
His performances because of the 0-7 start with the lack of run support. So
So if you take out the 0-7 again, then you're looking at in his last 5, he's 3-2. Last 5 decisions, he's 3-2. I mean, that's it. It's not as bad as we make it out to be. Obviously, we give him a lot of crap here, but he certainly has done pretty well. Ultimately, he has given up 20 home runs, but Gavin Williams given up 17. I know that. And
in the rotation, if we can consistently give our starting rotation 5 runs support, we should be close to 100 win team because of how good the pitch rotation is.
Problem is, our lineup is lackluster, even when you put Jose back in there and Angel back in there, and that leads to, I guess, the question of what moves the Guardians may or may not make before the deadline. I hope that the recent 4-game winning streak lets the front office know and the ownership know we are in this thing, and if you make an all-in move like we did in 2016, this team can make a push to get through the American League and challenge for a World Series. for as much as we talk about the LA Dodgers and the juggernaut that they are, and I know it was only the first week of the season, we took 2 out of 3 from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just saw the White Sox sweep them. So don't tell me you can't beat the Dodgers. I know it's difficult, but they may not even be there at the end of the day.
Yeah. I do want to say something on Joey Cantillo.
Yes, sir.
In his last 6 starts, Joey has 34 innings pitched, a 1.59 ERA, a 1.18 WHIP, 13 walks, and 42 strikeouts. And he lowered his ERA on the season from a 4.57 to a 3.56 in that time span in the last 6 games. So he went a full 100 points down from his ERA.
That's It's amazing. It's a credit to the Guardians organization. We bitch and moan about their lack of bats.
Mm-hmm.
But pitching.
So right now, but based on halfway mark or unofficial half time,
right,
whatever you want to call it, midpoint of the season. If after the All-Star break we had a 3-game wildcard series, who would be your top 3 of rotation? Like, who would you pick if we were playing like the White Sox in a 3-game series in the wildcard round, for example? Who would be the 3 guys you'd like put out there to start?
Gavin, Parker, and I would begrudgingly go with Tanner. Who'd you go with? Would you go with Joey?
I go with Joey. I go with
so Slade Sacconi's the odd man out here.
Yeah, I go with Gavin, Parker, and Joey.
That's what I do. I'd go with
that's
Gavin.
fair. That's fair. I was leaning a little bit on.
Tanner's been great as of late. Don't get me wrong. He's been really good as of late. I mean, obviously, again, he still hasn't been getting the run support, but he's been a lot better than he had to start the season.
Right.
But again, I do think I see your point with the experience, Ethan, of him already pitching in the postseason multiple times. You kind of want that experience into the lineup or in the rotation at least.
You don't put him at number one. No,
you put him at you put him at 3
because let me hypothesize. Obviously, everybody's putting pretty much their best pitchers, but when you do Bobby versus Scooble, right?
Yeah,
we're not going to score many runs. The pressure is on him. I want him pitching against not the top pitcher,
but the worst pitcher,
but like their third best pitcher.
Yeah, this is what I don't understand though. When you do this, when you're in a 3-game series, right, and a team's got a stud like Scooble, for me it makes no sense putting your top ace up against them because the chances are you're going to lose anyway. So you put like your second guy up against them.
So you put Parker against them,
against someone else, because if you steal the win, you haven't used your best arm, and it's fine as you then at that point.
No, it makes what you're saying makes sense, Mike. I guess that you can't go into a game ready to give in and admit defeat.
But it's a luxury, isn't it? Because if you match him with your second best arm, you've still got your best ace.
Sure, but you got to do whatever you can to win that game, and so you put your best against their best. But I do think that Tanner Bybee trying to be perfect makes him more mistake prone, in my opinion. And this lack of run support, the margin for error is razor thin. Yeah. Absolutely razor thin. Guys, the MLB draft took place. Are we excited about any of the guys? I mean, I know we didn't get Zach Crotchfeld, but
we didn't get Jim Thomey's son either.
I know that is such.
That was the most obvious move ever. He was always going to end up in Chicago.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Such a bummer.
I think it's one of his high school, one of his best buddies got drafted by the White Sox last year. I think it was, and his father as part of the organization, so he was always going to go there.
That is so disappointing. But
plus, I was on. Do you listen to Lockdown Guardians at all?
What? I'm sorry. What's that, Mike?
Lockdown Guardians, I think it's called.
Oh, Lockdown. Okay, Lockdown Guardians. Okay, yeah.
And they were talking about the draft, and in the MLB draft, players have a bit more control over where they're going because of the pool money and stuff.
Yes.
So he was always going to go. He was always going to agree a deal with the White Sox over like the Guardians. If the Guardians pulled up, he'd probably be like, "I've got a better deal."
Yes, that's weird how that works. I don't like that at all. I don't think you should be able to pull that kind of crap. This is a different thing. This is not you going out for a job and deciding between this person and that person and the other person. This is a different beast. It's a privilege. It is a privilege to play in these leagues. Don't give me this BS. Okay, you don't get to choose. You don't get to choose. I'm sorry. You work your butt off, and then you can become a free agent and do whatever you darn well please. But it's a privilege to play in these leagues. You can't. To try and do this thing where you manipulate it pisses me off, to be quite frank.
And we didn't get LeBron either. He went to Cincinnati Reds.
I know. I saw that. I saw
that's crazy.
Before us.
Oh, that's terrible.
We picked 19, they picked 18, and they took LeBron with their first pick.
You son of a... I love the fact. So we talked about it. I did on the other podcast, Prospects of the Land. We talked about 13 pitchers, 7 position players. Mm-hmm. We went to the SEC for our top, our first round pick. We took a pitcher out of Florida. Mike, you mentioned that the pitchers out of Florida. Now that's with is that Liam Peterson?
Yep, Liam Peterson.
Jensen Lewis actually spoke about it him today on Big Play, and he's watched a lot of Florida.
Okay.
And he really likes the pick. He thinks he's going to be a really solid potential guy for us in the future. So,
and we talked about it again. A lot of these guys, we got some literally, not figuratively, literally, we got a lot of big arms. These pitchers are well taller than 6 foot. As Mike joked about,
Harrison. We were building a basketball team yesterday in the draft. There was like we built like I think it was like a 6 foot. 8, 6'8", 6'9", 6'5", and like 6'8" in like 5 successive picks or something.
That's incredible.
It's all pitching, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Hopefully, a guy, the player out of Houston, Trey Broussard.
Oh, isn't that Ben Broussard's kid?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'll look it up. But Trey Broussard, he's very fast. Lots of stolen bases. I joked. I'm like, it seems like the Guardians or the Indians had this one guy who played center field who was really good defensively. And he also was very fast. Oh, yeah, Kenny Lofton. And I am looking it up right here.
Okay, it doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Well, his parents are Charles and Petuel Broussard. His sister, Talia, grew up, legal name is right, grew up in 3rd Ward under the shadow of the university's campus. So he's a Texas guy. So no, it is not Ben Broussard.
Okay, I thought I saw somewhere that was like Ben Broussard.
They lied. They lied.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that
I have
Adam
no idea.
Schlefter? Was it Adam?
I have no idea. I forgot where I saw it.
That was Brian Winbag.
Brian Winbag, yeah, one of them. NBA Sentinel, whatever it is.
Right.
On the mixed up ones.
Oh my God.
Savion Sims was an interesting pick because he's like 6'8", 6'9", and he throws like in the hundreds. Like
yeah. These guys. Look, Mike, you brought it up. You're 100% right. Every week on the Prospects of the Land, we talk about the pitching being terrible, and they are finally going to. They're working on addressing that. The bottom line, they're working on it.
Shout out to Jack Bain from. He was a transfer from Kent State.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That's great, and he obviously didn't fare as well at University of Louisville as he did at Kent State. But the level of competition going from the Mid-American Conference, what conference is Louisville in? Are in the ACC now? I can't even keep.
I want to say I know like baseball and all that are different from.
I can't keep track of these guys.
I know, like all the sports are always different for the conferences because like you could have like soccer for some reason. Like Akron was a part of the MAC, and now they're part of the Big East or something.
Right. Well, and I think it's in sports like soccer. You don't have. That's not every school has a soccer team. Seems like every D1 school. Most of them have the baseball team, so that seems to fit. Where you're all in that same conference, but I get what you are saying.
Yeah. The other thing is we late in rounds 18 and 20, we drafted 2 left-handed pitchers with the first name Parker.
Why do we like people named Parker?
So
they're left-handed.
Can one of them be the next Parker Messick?
I don't know. Okay, so that's my question. Do you guys feel that any of these draft picks could be our next Travis Bazzana? Any thought? I know Travis Bazzana was the number 1 overall pick.
Where did we draft Chase DeLauer? He was like
he was
fourth, fifth round, wasn't he, or something?
I'll look it up right now, but what did we talk about? We talked about last night some guys that were drafted like in the first round.
I think Lucas Moore was a decent pick from Lewis.
Actually, Chase DeLauer, first rounder, 16th pick.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's a first. He's a first, and we've been talking, and that's I think why they've been talking about him so much all these years. And he's made of glass, and keeps getting injured. And for all those times, we were hoping he was going to make it up, and then he gets injured. I'm loving how hard he plays out there, and it's been nice to see his bat going, to see him get his bat going a little bit more there. That's very, very good sign for the Guardians. Let me ask you this before we move on past the Guardians, guys. Where do you think this thing finishes for the Guardians? You don't have to give a record like a number of wins. Do you think they win the AL Central? Do you think they end up with a wild card? If they make the playoffs, how far do you think they can go? And this is based upon we have no idea if they're going to make any acquisitions. We have no clue what's going to happen. What are your predictions, Drew? I'll let you go first here, sir.
I think this Guardians team can still win the Central. I don't know how much Chicago's going to be able to hold up how they're doing, because again, their bats are really good, but a lot of these guys were the same as last year. So at some point, they're probably going to have to falter a little bit, and they're going to probably lose some games. And I think the Guardians, with the pitching getting a lot better, and in the last week or two, we've actually started to score some runs. I think that the Guardians can actually do something and make a push. So I definitely think we could win the Central again.
Okay, and how far do you think we can get into the playoffs? Can we get past the wild card round? Can we make it to the ALCS?
With how bad the American League looks, I think you can make a run at least, but I think you end up out in the ALDS. But I think you could go make a deep run in the DS, maybe like 4 games or so.
Okay, push it to the brink in the AL.
Yeah,
in the ALDS. Okay, Mike, what about you? Where do you think this team's destined to end up?
Well, I think they'll win the division and ALDS is a minimum requirement in my opinion.
Yeah,
and you need to win at least one game in that series. You can't go out and get swept. Like that's the bare minimum expectation, like regardless of what we think.
Okay, so that's the bare minimum of what you think. I would agree with you both, and I'm on the same page. I think that this team has enough to win the ALCS, and certainly I would. They need to get past the wild card round, and they need to be in the ALDS. They need to be fighting hard for that, depending upon the matchup and what we do. I could put a realistic expectation on them making it to the AL Championship Series. The way
what's going on with Aaron Judge though? Because if he's
because he had the thoracic outlets. Did you not say, Drew? It's thoracic outlet syndrome.
Yeah,
and that's not easy to recover from. Thoracic outlet. First of all, it's painful.
But if he doesn't come back and have the impact that he did against us with Juan Soto.
Oh my! Well, we don't know how that series went to go because freaking Rooster Fighter was throwing up. He was throwing grapefruits up there for those guys to hit.
But without Aaron Judge, I don't think they're as impactful in the playoffs. Like if they kind of need him, like in that lineup, especially with the other two guys. Well, Soto's gone to the Mets way, and
right.
Who's the other guy?
Carlos Stanton. And
Stanton, he's always banged up. Like
right, and then they've got Jazz Chisholm is proving to be pretty good. Obviously, we tried to give him a lot of crap, and he kind of shoved it right up our rear ends when we played him earlier in the season.
The question is, can the Rays stay what they're doing though? That's the question. Like, can they stay at the top?
I think they're in the same position we are, right? I mean, you're dealing with a minimum budget, and we've seen them. We've seen them have some pretty good success, but.
Well, having Junior Caminero definitely helps.
Caminero.
But I will say this, though. As it stands, because I'm looking at the playoffs as it stands right now, Chicago and Tampa Bay would both have the bye. So essentially, because the West sucks. The West is horrible. outside of the Rangers because they're like around 500. So if the Guardians could outlast Chicago and the West stays crappy, the Guardians could get that bye into the DS automatically.
So what's the format these days? I've forgotten.
And so the top 2 teams get automatic into the DS, and then the third place finisher, which would be like as of right now, the AL leaders are Tampa Bay, Chicago, and Texas. So Texas would be the team that plays in the wild card, and I think they would play Seattle.
Right, in like a one. Don't they play like a one game? It's a winner take all one game.
It's a 3-game series now.
Is it okay? And
yeah, the wild card.
That's what we lost to
Detroit.
Yeah, it's a 3-game series now in the wild card. So as it stands, we would play the Yankees in the wild card.
How did we end up though in the wild card series against Detroit?
Because whoever came out in the West
had a better Seattle.
Yeah, they had a better. So they were the team that got to the DS, automatic DS, because it was them and the Yankees.
And then where did the Blue Jays finish second in the East?
Yeah, the Blue Jays I think finished second in the East, and then we finished. We finished obviously winning the Central, but Chicago is just behind us, so they were in the last wild card spot. So I think
so. They've got some work to do. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Okay. Quickly, let's just touch on this here a little bit.
We nearly died right then because I just got a notification on my phone and it started with LeBron, and I was like, but it's just some 5-team nonsense that we already know about. Yeah. The final stages of his decision.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. I bet by the end of this week we'll know something. That's my. I'll venture to guess that. World Cup. We've got the semifinals coming up. First semifinal tomorrow. The second semifinal on Wednesday. So tomorrow is Spain versus France, correct? And Wednesday is Argentina, England. Guys, I think Mike, we touched on this a little bit. Earlier. But Mike, what do you see the outcomes of these games being? What are your bold predictions? Could there be any upsets of sort here?
You can't have upsets in the semi-final of a World Cup.
Okay.
Well,
what if a team at some point there could be a team that's on a miracle run, right?
But the bracket's really strange though, because on one side you've got France and Spain who have been clinical with their performances, and then on the right-hand side of the bracket you've got England, Argentina who have grinded out wins.
Right.
So you've got the 2 grinders on one side, and you've got the 2 stand-ups on the other.
Mm-hmm. All right. So then, what's going to give? What's going to give? Make your call.
So before the World Cup, I had these as the final 4 in these matchups, and I had Spain, England in the final.
Okay.
I'm actually going to stick with that because Spain, I think they're 7-1-2, 7-2-1. Sorry, in their last 10 games against France.
Right, and they finally conceded a goal.
And I just think Spain are the best out of the 4 teams remaining. I personally think Spain are the best team, but I think France have the best player and the best attack. So they've got Mbappe and they've got the best attack, but Spain have the better team, and I wouldn't be surprised if the better team, overall team, actually wins that game. I think it'll be close. It might go to extra time, maybe.
Okay, so you take Spain there, England, Argentina.
It's all about Messi, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
going into the Norway game, I was like, England. Me personally, I expect Haaland to score, and it's just how can you just make it be maximum 1 goal? He's going to have a moment. He didn't actually score, which was great for England, but it was like that's kind of my mindset for me going into the Argentina game. You're going to expect Messi to probably have an impact some way, but you need to reduce the impact.
Well, he didn't score the game-winning goal. He didn't score the game-winning goal for in extra time.
I still think though, if Ebola hadn't been an idiot and got himself booked.
Right, and that was
when he's ready on a booking. I think Switzerland win that in extra time, but because they were playing for penalties because they had a man down.
Well, yeah.
Eventually, they just cracked with that wonder goal. And it's
okay. So keeping that in mind, do you think England outlasts Argentina?
I think if England can minimize Messi, and then Argentina don't have wingers.
Okay, and
their width is their 2 fullbacks, and if they push up the field too high, England is just going to expose them going the other way with their wingers.
Okay, and then if that goes as you called it, Spain England final, I believe you said and predicted. You said that you had predicted Spain. Are you sticking with that?
Unfortunately, I don't think England is final. I think whoever they play, they lose. That's just what I'm expecting.
Okay, Drew, what about you, my friend?
So I actually, before the tournament started, had Spain and Argentina in the final.
Okay. All right.
So
are you sticking with that?
yeah, I mean, I'm always going to stick to what I said.
Well, but you have new evidence. You've seen them play, so it didn't change your mind at all.
No, because I think in the long run, I feel like, and this is breaking to me, but I do think FIFA is going to kind of try to rig it a little bit for
This is
Messi.
my biggest concern as well.
I think they're going to try to rig it for Messi, and I think that's my big worry. Because before the tournament, I almost had Spain and England, but then I saw England would play Argentina in the semifinals. I'm like, at some point, like they're just gonna rig this thing for Messi to get back into it, aren't they? They're just going to. And it breaks my heart to say that, but I think that it's gonna happen. And
that is my biggest worry going to this game. That the refs are going to get involved somehow.
There's gonna be like some stupid penalty,
make a dodgy decision, and it's going to end up.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a late penalty that is like the winner or something, and it's gonna kill. But I do think Spain and Argentina was my final, and I did have Spain winning that game. I did have Spain as my champions.
Obviously, Spain didn't concede a goal until just this past game.
Yeah.
In the quarterfinal, the first time they conceded. And obviously, France has been pretty darn special as well. I guess I'm going to go with your best judgment here in that Spain game. The Argentina thing, I'm finding that for whatever reason, Argentina, as you said, Mike, they're grinding it out.
I do think, though, with Argentina, right?
They're susceptible.
If that game's close at the end, England have better subs. Argentina have
1,000%.
Lautaro Martinez is probably going to be on the bench again because I think Alpha is probably start and they'll probably go with a 4-man midfield again. And I think Martinez, and if they play Nico Paz, for some reason they're not using him. But outside them two, what other subs do they have that's going to impact the game? Like England have they had 6 subs used against Norway. Rashford didn't even come on. England have 6, 7 players. Even Ollie Watkins could come in and have an impact. Like Argentina have 2 subs that they can be relying on.
Look, and you know what? We need to bait Romero into a red card.
Oh, Romero's the other player that scares me because it'd be so typical for him to be the one that knocks England out because he's already technically scored 2 goals. One of them got overturned to an own goal, but he's still been impactful.
Gio Lo Celso is going to come in at some point and score another free kick.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like England can take Argentina. I think this is they need to seek out revenge for 1986 and Diego Maradona in the hand of God. That son of a.
Well, the problem is, Ethan, is
no, there is no problem, Drew. I want to just
England could
definitely England win that game because I don't see what other threats they really have.
Well, England could win that game easily. The problem is, can England beat the refs? That's the issue.
All right, Drew, we're not going to do this, okay? I'm not getting into conspiracy theories, even though you're right.
Go on then,
Drew, get your tinfoil hat off.
If you did a combined 11, how many would get from Argentina would get in the team?
I don't know. That's a good question to ponder.
Obviously you have.
I would say 2.
Messi. Messi
maybe
and
3.
Who'd you go? I was going Messi, maybe Enzo.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to. I don't know about 3 though. I think just maybe Messi and Enzo.
Start because at centre back because you could go Gay and Romero as the centre backs.
Yeah, you could go Gay and Romero as the centre backs.
Well, Messi's going to be in the team, but I don't think Enzo gets in over Rice or Anderson. I don't think McAllister gets in there.
I don't know.
They don't have wingers, so Saka and Gordon or Rashford ain't going to get replaced there. And Harry Kane's not getting.
Right, I want to see Senesi get subbed on.
So you can imagine Senesi going on scoring last.
That's the Tottenham boy.
How mad would you be and elated for oh crap? How do I root for this guy?
No, this is good. This is great for Spurs, but this is bad for England.
Spurs tweeted today the final 4 for the World Cup. Spurs have 4 players left.
Right.
Yeah, they're all defenders. You've got Senesi, Romero, Porro, and Spence.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well,
and one of them's guaranteed to be in the final because it's England.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see Spence versus Poro though, just for the fact that I don't want them to kill each other before the season starts.
Yeah, we don't want that. How great is Jed Spence playing? You get broken freaking jaw. So, all right, I got to ask a real.
Jed Spence is going to be gone though. He's going to get sold, unfortunately.
Okay, but let me ask you something. How is it that guy's playing with a broken jaw, yet Darius Garland couldn't play for the Cavs with a broken jaw?
Because Darius Garland kept getting hit in the face.
Why didn't they give him a helmet? Okay, I keep telling you, give him one of them old night, metal helmets like the Knights would wear, and he can put it up. None shall pass, and he can put it back down. And he can
just give him a football helmet.
No, look, we could give him one of them Guardian caps.
Yeah,
but he really just needs the mask. Give him a hockey mask, right? I think that would work well for him. Maybe a catcher's mask. Well,
Jed Spence was England's best player the other day outside Bellingham.
He was fantastic.
When he came
absolutely.
He played fantastic. Very impressed with him. All that being said, guys, let's talk about what has us going nuclear this week. Mike, anything got you going nuclear?
Egypt players, management, Norway fans, Norway manager moaning about decisions when their defending could just be better at the World Cup. Like, just deal with it. Like just learn to defend better. Like, stop using VAR and a cable wire as an excuse for why you got knocked out of the World Cup. Just learn to defend the phase of play better. That's just what's
right. You had ample opportunity after those incidents happened to defend it, and you didn't. So quit the crybaby stuff, right?
Yep.
Fair enough. Drew, what has you going nuclear?
So right now in my apartment, we have a new property manager.
Boo!
Well, don't get me wrong. She's already doing things more than the other property manager did, because the other one just didn't do anything. And they're trying to do some, not like renovations, but kind of like touch up the outside of the building. Obviously, Ethan, you saw the building. They're trying to do some touch-ups, clean the windows, do all that, just to make things look a little bit nicer. The problem with that is I can't get into my parking garage. So for about 7 a.m. to about 5 p.m., I can't park in the garage. So when it comes to, like today, Jenna, my girlfriend, she worked in her office. She had an early day, so she got home right around maybe 11 o'clock because the rest of her time was telehealth appointments. So she was able to come home and finish her work from home. And lo and behold, she got home at around, like I said, like about 10, I'll say 10 o'clock she got home. And she calls me, she goes, what am I going to do? I can't park in the garage. They blocked the garage to do all the work. I can't get in there until 5 o'clock. And so I had to go down to 10th Street and park the car in one of the parking lots and pay about $12 to park there for 7 hours.
Are they not giving you an alternate place to park when they're doing this work? Oh, nope. You bastards. So, I would send them a receipt.
I was going to say,
I told them. We're going to tell them tomorrow because we didn't see them much in the office today. We're going to tell them tomorrow, like, hey, every time we park in these places, we're going to charge you guys for.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can't do that. You can't displace your tenants and then not and expect them to have to pay elsewhere. They have inconvenienced you. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That is very good.
Oh yeah,
fair enough. Well, I don't want to cut you off, and so you have told us what has you going nuclear. Well, guys, what has me going nuclear is lying SOB call center representatives. When I call a customer service center, and this is really no offense, but this is honest to God. This is the thing. Hello, thank you for calling Sirius XM. This is Ryan. I said, this is not Ryan. Quit Ryan to me. Yes, no, this is Ryan. I said, no, it is not Ryan. Quit lying. Quit lying. Your name? Yes, it is. All right, whatever. Look. Dude, you don't have to lie to me, okay? Quit the crap. If you're in an overseas call center, quit making up names. You don't have to use your full name because maybe it's something difficult to pronounce. You could use an initial. You could go, yes, you can call me Mr. R. Okay, fine. Perfect. My nickname is Ryan. If you said my nickname, if you said anything else, but don't lie to me, a bold-faced lie, and tell me your name is frickin' Ryan. It's not Ryan. Quit lying to me, you son of a biscuit. I mean, like, it was the most frustrating thing. So what you are saying is this. No, that's not what I'm saying. Listen to me, you jackass. And I'm so tired of this. Why is it that I call these customer service representatives and it's always the person? Come on, man. Do better, guys. How many times am I going to have to deal with this? It's like I'm already upset. And at an 11, when 10 is like furious, I'm at an 11. Okay. And I call these places to get something simple done. And they don't understand me. And then this clown, we recently got a new car and we went to a dealership to have someone work through and show us run us through everything in the car. It's crazy how technology is in these things. Well, the person who was showing us all this said, you probably want to reset everything because the prior owner's information and all their contact things are still in there. So we did that. Well, it messed up the Sirius XM subscription. I couldn't tell if it was showing I was on a free trial or if I was on. Well, this guy I'm talking to is like, oh, it shows you on a free trial. What are you going? I said, no, I just talked to a representative who called me the other day, a very nice person on whatever afternoon in the weekend. And they said, okay, this is that. And we're all good. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. Figure it out. I am sorry. Yes, you are sorry. Send the signal to my car. Let me get my thing and set it up right and quit lying to me. You sorry SOB. Go back. Whatever other. How much you want to bet in that call center? They're doing multiple different brands. Yes, thank you for calling Time Life Magazine. How can I help you? I'm like, get the hell out of here, dude. I hear all the people in the background. It's annoying. Do I have too high of standards for customer service?
No.
I just don't get it. I can't understand it. You make billions of dollars, folks, and this is the crap I have to deal with. That's bull. So what has me going nuclear is lying ass call center representatives. Do not lie to me, you son of a biscuit. And with that, that's going to do it here for Going Nuclear. Guys, fantastic show. We want to again thank Gerard Cherry for graciously joining us here this evening. Just an amazing guy, and hopefully we can have him on again, and we can get down, talk some more football. We can talk some SpongeBob. I mean, everything. This guy
talk some action.
I haven't got that. This guy cracks me up. Love this guy. Just love Gerard. Be sure to tune in to ESPN Cleveland Next Level afternoons from 1 to 3 with Gerard Cherry, Emmett Golden, Nick Paulus. Also then on Sunday nights during the football season on ESPN Radio, Gerard Cherry will be there, as well as the sideline reporter during the Cleveland Browns broadcast on the Cleveland Browns radio network, along with Andrew Siciliano and Nathan Zagura. Want to thank the Land Multimedia Group. Thank our guy, Mike Wilkes. Thanks for letting us be a part of this. Proud sponsor, Dick's House of Sport in Strongsville. Be sure to get out to Dick's House of Sport for all of your sports apparel needs and team gear, et cetera, et cetera. So much going on out there. And that is going to do it for us here this evening. For Mike Pellegrini, for Drew Hagenbaugh, I'm Ethan Greenberg, and you have been tuned in to Going Nuclear. Full-blown coverage of the land.